Angels, Trumpets, and Datura. These are related but quite different. Datura rarely get over 3 feet high, and you'll see the difference. It's easy to tell them apart. Was my first shot. It was one of the dwarf varieties. There's very few of those. This only gets about 3 feet high, a nice yellow. And I didn't have too much difficulty with that one, but the bigger varieties grow faster than you've seen anything else grow in your life, with the exception of maybe some trumpet vines. But they need a lot of energy, not just sun, but rainwater and supplemental food to be really, really successful. The problem I've had, though, is actually heat. They will tell you it needs full sun, full sun, full sun. Well, full sun in Maine means radically different than full sun in Virginia or points south, okay? And these are native to, like, the mountains of South America, where full sun can mean you get to 72 degrees, not 95 for 60 days here in Virginia. Okay, this is my second try. This is a first year plant. What I got was just barely a stick with one new stem on it, and this is halfway through the year and it's already got that much growth. This one blooms in cycles. About every 5 weeks you get this, and then not much after that. The blooms last for about 10 to 15 days from start to finish. Now, that whole group doesn't stay the whole 15 days. The first one's open to the last one's closing up is about that duration. So the problem I've had with these things is when I get to midsummer and it goes up into 95 and lasts for a long time, the plant simply cannot take it. Okay, I'll talk about that more in a second. So just switch to Datura for a minute. Here's how you can tell the difference. The leaves are different, and note the bloom is horizontal here. Most of the time these blooms will be slightly up or below horizontal, but not hanging down. The Angel's Trumpets are the ones that hang straight down. So that's pretty easy to tell that apart. So that was the first. This is like Horn of Plenty, I think some people call it. So here was the second one I grew. This was kind of an off-white. And you're like, well, what's wrong with that? That looks pretty good. Actually, it doesn't look as good as it's supposed to. So it was kind of spindly, got too much sun, or it got the midday sun. Okay, it wasn't as full as it's supposed to be. And the buds or the blooms would actually shrivel up on that thing. So I'm like, what's the point of this plant? That doesn't look good at all. So I actually moved it closer to the stairs over there, and look at the difference. Less than 4 hours of sun out of the direct midday sun, and that plant looks fantastic. It's bushy the way it's supposed to be. It's got 6 blooms on it. It's got another 8 or 10 coming on. They opened up all the way, and that's how a Datura is supposed to look. Okay? So I took it out of full sun. Now, this is the second year of that first pink one I showed you. And I had obviously painted the planter black. That was 22 inches cubed. I got that into the lower level of my house myself, down some stairs. But I needed help getting it back out because that's pretty massive mass to lift. Okay, so that has almost 130 buds on it. Okay, so once I got a friend of mine to help me put it back out here, I had pruned that back to just a stick, that was 18 inches high. Okay, look at how it grew just from that. Okay, this is early September, and I said before, it's in cycles. The problem was when I got to the July cycle, every one of those buds shriveled up. Not a one of them even bloomed. It was just too hot. The plant can't take it. So the second, or not the second, it's probably the fourth cycle in early September, the sun now is much lower in the sky. So even in midday, the sun is just not beating down on it the way it beats down on it in July. So July was really the hardest one to get through. And unless you've got the perfect conditions where you get shade from, let's say, noon to 3, which good luck. If you've got that, great. I don't. You have to deal with the super hot stuff in the middle of the summer. Okay, I haven't totally figured out how to do that just yet, but if I grow something this size again, it will definitely not be in that position. I'll see how it does with less sun. So this is the same bloom cycle from the side. Note the stem, those 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 stems on there were not growing when I stuck that back out in May of that particular year. So that was the biggest problem with the trumpets, was the midsummer heat. If you figure out how to deal with that, of course, it needs a lot of rain, rain, of course, or you watering it. So those are the big problems, but they are overcomeable.